What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist. It's Stochastic here on the OddsShopper channel, coming to you with a Monday Night Football edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. What a time to be alive, friends. What a time to be alive. We have the Minnesota Vikings 5-0. I feel so good about that. But we got some interesting stuff. New Orleans, they had been on the come up. And now running into a couple of injury issues, but nothing that even is remotely close to what Kansas City's dealt with at the wide receiver position. We'll talk about that, talk about some ins and outs, but feel pretty good about my leans, likes, and locks in this one. Got two leans, got one like, and those are the official plays. Again, that's going to be a half unit for me there, and the lock, it is going to be a full unit send. And all of these today are at Bet365. We'll talk about them a little bit later. I don't know how it worked out that way. It just does work out that way. The best available lines. I ended up betting a couple at slightly worse numbers, but again, Bet365, a great opportunity for you to sign up over there down at the link below, as well as Tails. We'll talk about them right now. Tails, that's what we got going here. Lindy 5-0, first week and month. If you want all my daily picks, all my premium Discord stuff, as well as pick'em cards, as well as conversations about the plays, I am in there every single day. Every single day. Even Saturday's my day off. I cannot stay out of there because it is a lot of fun to be betting on the MLB playoffs. If you know, real ones know. Over 7.5 there. LA Dodgers, San Diego Padres, right out of the bat, game one. That covered in the top of the third inning. Beautiful time to be alive. If you want to get all of the plays here, all of the props, all of the things, down at the link below. Without further ado, we got Kansas City hosting New Orleans. Let's get to the picks. Alrighty, y'all. Kansas City in Arrowhead hosting the New Orleans Saints. 5.5 points they are laying here, and 43.5 total. Yet an interesting spot with Kubiak here, the offensive coordinator for New Orleans. We've seen some improved offensive efficiency from them at times, but only 2-2. 3-1 against the spread, though. Want to throw that out there for the people. Helps to have atomic bombs like they dropped in weeks 1 and 2. It's been tougher sledding here, and with Taysom Hill out, who's actually been a decent gadget guy for them for years, and then once again came to fruition, sparred his ugly head. People in year-long leagues know what I'm talking about. Ends up going completely ballistic, and, well, he's going to be out for this one. Got dinged up with a rib issue, and now he'll be sitting, but that pales in comparison to what we have on the Kansas City side with this one. The wide receiver position down in the doldrums. Yeah, wild times to be alive, that's for sure. With Kansas City, I can't tell you how weird it's going to be to have Rashee Rice off of the field for this one, and I think I have some major question marks. Can Travis Kelce, first off, show out the same way that he did when called upon against the Chargers? Felt like he was just kind of taking a back row seat. When you've won back-to-back Super Bowls, I totally get it. When you're dating Taylor Swift, totally get it. Maybe you just want to be in the background and kick it for a little while. Let some of the other guys do the dirty work and not get completely dinged up, but it's going to be on Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce to carry the load here. And I don't think Xavier Worthy is going to be a guy that gets targeted in any kind of a massive capacity with him out there. In fact, we haven't seen Xavier Worthy get over 4 targets in a game all season long. Yeah, through 4 weeks now, not a single game where he's had more than 4 targets. And that adds some question marks to me as far as who is going to be on the field at the wide receiver position for them quite a bit. Now, Watson, Juju Smith-Schuster, these are guys that have been around for a while. Juju went to New England, came back, though, this season. I think he's going to have to be on the field a metric ton. Justin Watson, he runs a lot of just straight deep routes. If you look at all of his stuff over on NFL Premium, as far as the next gen stats, it's going to be tough for me to find anybody really replace the value that we had. Can Sky Moore have a pulse? Can he be out there for any type of like situational slot receiving? Can he be somebody that can... No, he can't. But Sky Moore was somebody once upon a time who was thought about to be the next thing. I'm going to be paying attention to all of this, but it comes down to snap share. It comes down to opportunity. And I think that's where we're going to start on the lean side with the New Orleans Saints. Juwan Johnson, he's going to have to be out there a ton now at tight end. Now, Kubiak, he's ran things a little bit different here, the son of the major football coach Kubiak. But anywho, Juwan Johnson, 16.5 receiving yards. 16.5 receptions would be the easiest under of all time. But I think the over is something that's at least appealing to me. Again, all of these plays are minus 110 at Bet365. New Orleans plus 5.5, getting the 5.5. That is going to be very, very important as well. I can't imagine I'm going to pull the trigger on this. 5.5 is kind of in no man's land, not a key number. Difference between 4.5, 5.5, up to 6. 6 starts to get a little bit more appealing there. Nothing comparing to 7, where we've seen some of these numbers lingering, but I can't really do it. I can't really back them. Although I repeat, 3-1 against the spread. I just think the Chiefs defense, they're 2-1-1 against closing spreads this season, 4-0 for the season. I can't really bet against them here. I think Chenal at the linebacker position has been revelatory for them. It's his third year now out of Wisconsin at this point in time, but one of the higher ranked linebackers on PFF and somebody that has been appealing. And then McDuffie, Watson, they've been backing these guys for the last 2 years. They'll have their work cut out for them against Olave, but again, that kind of plays into the Juwan Johnson, somebody who has to probably be on the field a little bit more here. And you get Gadget Guy Taysom Hill out of our lives for a game. It's going to be a nice reprieve. But we've got Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, this is the other major storyline, saving it for this point. He's assumed to be lead back now. Carson Steele cannot pass protect, and that has been the talk of the town. Can't have him out on the field. He's kind of a glorified fullback as it is as you watch him. And Samaje Perine, he's going to be out there for passing down work, but I still think passing down work will show up for Kareem Hunt by default because the name of the game is protecting Patrick Mahomes. It always has been. It always will be. And as such, you're going to get a check down once or twice throughout the course of a game. It's a question of how far you can carry that check down into the house. And I think that that's where we got to look at a guy like Kareem Hunt to potentially be going over 12.5 receiving yards. I've got him closer to 20 here. I think he's an absolute problem for defenses if he can show some of that passing game prowess we saw once upon a time here in Kansas City. It was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far away than we saw it in Cleveland, but one of the more inefficient runners over the course of last season. Not sure that he's the answer for them at the running back position. I'm sure CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, when he gets back, it sounds like next week, he could be somebody who cuts into some of the timeshare there for him. But Kareem Hunt, I think gets enough reception yard work here again, -110 at Bet365. Speaking of, how about firing up Bet365 at the link below? Colorado, Louisiana, Virginia, Kentucky, New Jersey, Arizona, Ohio, Iowa, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off, twist it around your head, spin it like a helicopter. 11 states where Bet365 is now available. Look at the screen. If it is available in your state, all you have to do is bet $5. Check out this graphic from producer Jacob. All you have to do is bet $5, and you're going to get $200 to fire up there over at Bet365. That is down at the link below. Again, it's only for 21 and over, 18 and over in Kentucky. If you have a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Alrighty, y'all, back to the picks. I do know that Patrick Mahomes is somebody who's shown the proclivity to scramble. In fact, he's had 4, 6, and 5 rushing attempts the last 3. Hasn't really gotten a lot done with some of those, but we're looking at 18 and a half here over the course of the last couple of days here as I was looking at this. I think 5, 6 rushing attempts, not very outside of the cusp. And I've got to play this one for sure. Patrick Mahomes over 18 and a half rushing yards, but don't forget, Kareem Hunt, talked about Carson Steele not being able to pass protect. That's going to be very, very important. You also have to be very keyed in on what happens with Samaje Perine. I'm going to be paying close attention and try to play some live rushing lines. Again, you can do that at pick'em sites. You can do that at sports books. There are going to be ways that we want to take advantage of early information in this game. How much is Kareem Hunt on the field? My guess is, though, a lot. Give me more on the rushing for 18 and a half Patrick Mahomes rushing yards and Kareem Hunt over 41 and a half rushing yards. Have him closer to 55. I think they're both incredible plays. Don't play them together, but you can. I'm sure people just do that anyway. You're going to do the thing. But I love the opportunity that we have for Kareem Hunt, maybe packaging receiving yards and rushing yards together individually, saying he goes over both, getting a little bit of a payout boost, because if he plays 80% of the snaps here, I would be remiss not to be there immediately. And that does it for the Monday Night Football edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays in the NFL streets. We'll have baseball as well. 2 games going on in the MLB streets. Check out MLB Lindy's if you're into such things, because betting is fun. Lindy 50. That gets you 50% off of all of my picks, things that will show up tomorrow. It always does. It always will. Things that are happening in the moment here. It's going to be awesome to be at Tails, not just with myself, but a bunch of other great bettors, handicappers across the entire industry, all in one easy to find place. Alrighty, y'all, let's get out of here. Producer Jacob, thank you. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NFL streets for Monday night.